Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Future World Conversation. I'm Padmarshana, and I'm really glad for you all to join us today. This series brings together educators, leaders, and curious professionals to explore emerging technologies, especially AI, how they are shaping the future of work and learning. Today's session is very practical. We hear all about AI everywhere, but the real question is how do we actually use it in our daily lives to save time and work smarter? In this workshop, we will explore how to build simple AI tools like practical personal assistant, content creator, and email manager systems that can easily save up to 10 hours of work for you or even more every month. So to guide us through this, we are joined by Aarti, Head of Talent Management at Novartis, who works at the intersection of AI and leadership development and the future of work. Her work focuses on helping organizations and professionals use AI in a practical and responsible way to unlock human potential. So without further ado, Aarti, over to you. Thank you so much for leading this session today.
Thank you so much. It's my absolute pleasure. And Padma, like I said, you are doing some amazing work yourself in building this whole builder mentality, your work with Lovable and all the other stuff that you put out there. So it's fantastic to be with a fellow builder and this community of people who are curious to know about AI and get started, not talk about it. So before I get started, team, I have built a slide deck which has a step-by-step walkthrough about Claude skills. That's the agent or the tool I'm going to talk about. The whole notion is to start from a beginner mindset. Of course, we're happy to go deeper into Claude co-work and Claude code in the eventual sessions. But the intention was just to start simple, something which is available and a free tier. You don't need a paid plan, and something you can get started right off. You kind of get curious about it, and then if you like it, you probably can go deeper into, like I said, Claude code and Claude co-work. So that's the intention. I will share the slides with you. So please don't worry if you're unable to follow through. You will have the step-by-step walkthrough. And like if you have any other questions that I can help answer, happy to do that too. So with that, I'm going to just share a couple of slides. Please do let me know once you can see it.
Yeah, we can.
Brilliant. Awesome. So before we get started, right, I always tell my students and my leaders, don't jump into just AI tooling for the sake of it. It's very important to understand what is the problem you're trying to solve for. So I would encourage each one of you to kind of think about this question for a minute and share your thoughts in the chat, or be bold to kind of unmute yourself and share live. What's the one task which you keep doing on repeat that you would happily never do again? So maybe just give it a thought, and would love to hear some perspective from the audience here. So Padma, maybe with you, what's the one task you would happily give up and not ever do it again, which you keep doing it on?
I just messaged in the chat. It's scheduling content. So there is a lot of things that we plan over the week to schedule on our LinkedIn page and even on my personal page. So if my AI could do that for me, because the content I create, and if it could take the job of posting those contents at the timings that I want, that would be wonderful.
Same here. I'm with you. Any other? I can't see the chat, Padma, so you may have to.
It's email filtering.
Yes. Oh, that's a big one. Don't we all want that?
Yeah, I'm still waiting. Okay, summarizing long emails.
Oh, yes. Add to that, summarizing research papers. So I mean, there's so much happening in AI. Yeah. I typically look at like at least 4 or 5 research papers. And like, I wish there was a way I could easily synthesize and summarize it, and not just summarize, but really help if AI could help me kind of, surface the meat, the insight, the signal versus the noise. I think that would be so helpful, right? Awesome. So I think many of these scenarios, I think is a collective pain that I think we all have. So what I'm wanting to walk you through using Claude skills is how we can address some of it, right? So I will walk you through a scenario, the first scenario where we can build a social media manager, which doesn't just write content, but writes content in your voice. And that's important because I think what I'm seeing a lot around is, yes, people have started to use AI to kind of build content, but it's very generic. Like it doesn't speak to me. It doesn't feel and sound like me, right? It just feels like very generic content, very lot of M dashes that you can see. So I think the first thing we're going to work on is how do you train AI to build content in your own voice, right? From there, we will get into also looking at connectors as a way to kind of build personal assistants and email managers to kind of help manage some of the pain points you mentioned. But let's get started. So like I said, today we're going to be talking about Claude skills. There are a couple of prerequisites that you may need to kind of walk along the walkthrough. One is Claude skills is available in the free version. So you don't need a paid version. You can use the free version. This is available both on Claude web browser as well as desktop. And like I said, I would prefer if you use Claude desktop because then it allows you for a tighter integration with your files, with your documents, which you can easily connect in a safe space and leverage the agent. What I would encourage you to do is your choice. Either you can open up Claude.ai as a desktop, as a web browser, or look to quickly download a Claude desktop if you don't have one. So can anyone put in the chat, are you aware of Claude? Do you use Claude? Are you aware of Claude skills? Would love to get a perspective on how familiar we are.
You can always unmute yourself and talk.
Yeah.
Hi, Aarti.
Hey.
So I do use Claude instead of ChatGPT these days because I find that's more that's better than ChatGPT because ChatGPT gives generic answers, whereas Claude is like more of like a specific kind of a thing. So I use it for my social media generation, but not through voice, only text. So I would give it an idea and my thought, and then it would like give a nice layout and yeah.
Nice. I would definitely encourage you to use Whisperflow. That is an app which kind of converts voice to text. I have stopped typing altogether, like in any of the LLMs, because this Whisperflow makes it so much more easier. It's so much less friction, so much more natural. So I would definitely encourage. I think one thing I don't like about Claude is the voice interface, which I don't know why, which is very interesting.
Yeah.
So Whisperflow kind of fills that gap. So highly encourage you to use Whisperflow and take out the pain of like typing everything, because sometimes you like happens with me. I think faster than I type. And sometimes I forget what I was actually thinking. So I think I would encourage you to leverage Whisperflow or any of those kinds of voice to text kind of mechanisms.
Sorry, thank you.
Would you be willing to put that in the chat? What is it, Spotflow, or what did you call it?
Those, right? So you can. I love Whisperflow. It's very easy to use. You can use it on a document, on an Excel sheet, on Claude, anywhere. You just have to like talk to it and it converts into text. A lot of times, like you mentioned, there's a lot of inconsistent output. There are so many use cases of Claude skills in terms of using it in agents, using it in different forms in your workflow. So it's just a very integrated tool that you can leverage in many different forms. What is a Claude skill, right? Just to give you a quick perspective before we dive into the walkthrough, it's basically a simple markdown file. Think of it like a recipe book, right? So if you're a chef, you don't invent a pasta recipe from scratch every time. You have a proven recipe, you have a set of instructions, and Claude skills gives you that. It's a tried and tested instruction manual that produces reliable, standard content results every time, right? And once you kind of make it, you're good to go. You just have to keep adapting and amending it, which saves you a heck of time. So that's what a Claude skill is, right? And like I said, please stop me if you think I'm going too fast or have a question, please do stop me at any point of time. So like I said, I have built a couple of walkthrough slides for you. I will share this with you as we go along, but let me now quickly shift into building mode. So I have a Claude desktop that I use. So maybe you can take a minute to either open Claude desktop or Claude web browser, and let's build our first skill together.
So in the meantime, there was a question in the chat.
Yeah. Do you use a desktop app? Yes, there is a desktop app, and maybe I can let me wondering if my company will let you. I mean, that may be a issue. You may need to check with your company whether they do actually allow you to do so. So I will just put in the chat on where you can download this from. But it's pretty standard. If you just type in Claude desktop, it will come up for you.
So I'm trying to do that, and I'm up on Claude, and it says we are experiencing delivery issues with some email providers and are working to resolve this.
Oh my God.
And it says, yeah, go ahead.
I've been experiencing the same. I think Claude the last couple of days has been tricky.
Loaded.
Yeah.
Maybe you can use Claude.ai, which will give you direct access like to the web browser.
Yeah.
Lennon, so that might just be easy to kind of play around with. And then once kind of this traffic thing gets sorted out, you hopefully can look to download a desktop.
Yes, I'm on the AI version, or excuse me, the
Brilliant.
AI. Right. Thank you.
Brilliant. Okay. So I'll walk you through now on how you can, give me 1 second. So the first skill that you're going to create is codifying your actual voice. So the skill will basically create a document which clearly will codify the sentences you use, the words you use and you don't use, the structure of the sentences. So what I've put in is the prompt that we will use to create this skill. And you can see it in the chat. And now let me open up Claude to do this. Okay, first ensure you are on Sonnet 4.6. That's the latest model, the most intelligent model that we want to use to build our skill. So please ensure you have selected Sonnet 4.6. Once you have done that, what you need to move is towards the left side of the pane. You will see this small button called Customize. Click that. Here you will see something called Create New Skills. Click that. So here is where we spend a little bit of time, right? So I have already built in a couple of skills which I have created called custom skills that you will see. And then you see some examples. Now, these are the skills that have been created by Anthropic and are available to everyone. So a quick tip, before you're creating any skill for yourself, customizing it to your needs, do have a look on whether Anthropic has something that you may want to use. For example, a good tip could be using internal comm skill that they have for some of the content generation. It does a good job in terms of creating like very scroll stopping kind of posts. So you may want to look at it. But like I said, what we will focus now is to create a custom skill. Like I said, something which will codify your voice and language, which then you can use to either, create very personal, very you emails, content, reports, newsletters, whatever you want to write. Your imagination can go wild. To do that, click on the plus sign. Once you do click on the plus sign, there are two ways you can create skills. If you're starting to build skills, I would say start with Create with Claude. It just gives support from Claude every step of the way as you create the skill, right? And once you kind of gain some mastery, then you can kind of go to the second option, which is you start to write your own skill instructions. Once you have build mastery over how to prompt, how do you build context engineering into creating very sophisticated or advanced flows. Are we following till now? Just give me a yay or a nay.
Yes. Yeah.
Okay, awesome. So let's click this. So we come to, we click on the skill and then this is what comes up. It says, let's create a skill together using your skill creator. First, ask me what the skill should do. I say, okay, let me press this. So once you press it, we quickly check whether it has the skill to create a skill. It will just give you a couple of seconds. So it says, I have read through the skill creator guidelines. Now let's get started. What would you want me to create? Good?
Yeah.
Okay. I had pasted a prompt in the chat, right? So what you can do now is just cut, paste, copy, and paste the prompt here. Now, what the prompt basically says is, the prompt says, I want to create a .md. .md basically means a markdown file. We just went over it. It's basically a basic text file, which is formatted in a way that AI can understand. And the file will contain a future version, will basically help the future version of Claude to become an expert at writing content in your specific voice, right? And before Claude goes about creating, what we are instructing it to do is first thoroughly study these sources before writing anything. Now, these sources can either be your existing posts you have written or emails you have written or reports that you have created, just so that Claude has a bit of a sense of who you are and what do you like in your content, right? So pick any document that you may have that you have written in the past. I will also walk you through another hack where if you don't have a file, how do you prompt Claude to ask you questions? We'll come to it in a bit. But right now, just pick up any file. I'm going to just select a file. You can go add files. I am going to give it my 20 LinkedIn posts that I have created, right? I'm just going to connect it to it. I'm giving it the file. And then what I'm asking it to do is review this file first before doing anything to review the file. And then look to analyze the file in terms of my writing and my structural preferences. For example, how do I actually write? What is my default sentence construction? How do I open, close? How do I use punctuations, formatting? What are the words I like, I don't like, and which will I never use? So all of those pieces, right? Then I'm also asking it to, once it analyzes, to structure the file in clear rules and principles. It's not a file I'm building for myself. It's a file I'm building for Claude. So it should have clear rules, clear principles, clear frameworks, clear logic, so that I can reuse it every time with Claude, right? So that's what the rest of the kind of instruction tells it to do. And then I'm asking it finally to create it as a skill.md file. And we'll talk more about what that means, because that's the skill file which you can then upload to Claude. And you can call it on every time you're writing an email or you're writing a post. And Claude will actually go to the skill file, read your voice document in terms of instructions and follow it to the T, right? I have asked it to name it as Aarti Mudaliar voice. Please change that to your name. So maybe it's Lillian or it's Gurpreet, right? Just ensure that you kind of ask it to name it in your name. Okay? Does that sound good? Yay, nay?
Hey,
Yes.
one quick question.
Yes, please go ahead.
So the document that you shared, can you just show the format of the document? Like
Oh yeah, yes.
what's exactly inside?
It's actually all my posts put together. Let me just open
Okay,
it.
okay. It's the combination.
It's just like a
of
Word doc, right? My top. Oh, it's weird showing.
Okay.
It's actually just a Word doc of a dump of all my posts.
Okay, so this is really weird. When I go and put my content up on the window I'm using,
Yeah.
it says, no, I'm sharing. This looks like it's in Lynn Ann's voice, not your own writing samples. I need to see content written by you, Aarti, and I'm going to mispronounce your last name, Mudaliar, to capture your voice accurately.
Oh, interesting. Did you change the instruction to say it should be you and not me?
No, I didn't.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, please. I think maybe I should put in a bracket there,
Blank.
right? Yeah. So just say it should be you and not me.
All right, I'm gonna get out and come back in.
Yeah. So I want to ask a question. So basically, you can put any doc, any Word doc, right? I don't know why it's showing up in the way it is, but basically it's just a Word doc which has like all of my content. I know why is it showing in a weird format, but any Word document, it doesn't matter. Just upload any Word document, any PDF document, which really gives Claude a sense of how you write. Does that make sense?
Okay. Yes.
Okay.
Or just simply copy paste one of your content that you have posted into a Word doc and then try to upload that. That also works.
Yes.
Yeah.
That
I've
will
just
also.
screenshotted my posts. I want to see what happens.
Oh yeah, that's an interesting use case, huh? Let's see whether it can actually read from images.
Yeah, that's what I
Interesting.
want to
Okay,
see.
let's now hit the go button and let it do its magic. So checking the docs skill before processing. So it's reading actually my file. It's reading up my LinkedIn post. So it can analyze my writing. It says it has read all my 20 posts and is doing a deep analysis. It takes typically a couple of minutes to go grab a coffee, chill, and let it do its work. Now it says that it already has, because I already created a skill on this topic. So actually it's so look at the intelligence. It actually knows that I already have a skill of this name. And now it's building new. In fact, next question it'll ask me is, do you want to replace the file? So just look at the intelligence of the model, I think. So it'll give it a couple of minutes and it will create a file. Are you all with me?
Yes. So I've given it screenshots and it said that I've studied your LinkedIn posts and it's building the skill now. Yeah.
So cool, right?
Yeah.
There was a time
So
probably
cool.
6-7 months back when LLMs couldn't do that. So
Yes.
just look at the pace of progress. And I mean, this is just Claude skills. If you start to go into Claude code and Claude co-work, it will just baffle you on the stuff that it can do and the opportunity it can create for you to free up your time to do better things in life. It's fascinating.
That's true. Yeah. Just recognize like routines or patterns and just implement a solution to automate it.
Yep. Do any of you have a skill ready? Mine is taking some time. I think I gave it too much information.
Mine is ready, I guess. I just copy pasted the one that I shared yesterday on the LinkedIn, and then it's giving me a lot of stuff.
It gives you a pretty good
Yeah.
sense, right? You know what? I'm going to switch out of this and let it do its work. I have a couple of screenshots, just in interest of time, so we don't lose time. Let me just switch back my screen so we can look at the next steps. So once if you have this the skill ready to go, this is what you do need to do next. So you we kind of looked at this. You created the skill. It's now doing its work. you should be able to see something like this, right? Are you seeing this? Those of you who have created a skill, just click copy to your skills. The beauty of the system is you don't have to download it. Just say copy and it will copy. So just press copy. Once you do that, you will be able to see under the customized skill, you will be able to see your skill pop up under my skills. That's what should happen.
Yeah.
Are you able to see it? A yay or nay?
Yeah.
Good, perfect. And what you see on the right hand side is basically the details of the skill, right? So and many of you would see it is pretty good. If you just go down and scroll down, you'll be actually able to see everything that is done in terms of analyzing your voice, which is fascinating. So mine was almost about 17 pages.
Wow.
Great. Now I think now you have created a skill. So kudos to all of you. Give yourself a pat on the back. You created your first skill. Now what we need to do is try it out. Like let's test it out whether it's actually writing it in my voice or no, right? So on the very far right, you will see this 3 dots. Click those 3 dots and it will say try in chat. Just click that. Okay. It should open up a chat box for you. Is it doing that?
Yes.
Now share this prompt. Just tell it to say, you know what, draft a LinkedIn post for me for International Women's Day using the brand voice skill. So ask it to use the what are your name? Aarti Mudaliar LinkedIn post brand voice skill that we just created. Ask it to do that. I've put in the prompt down. You can say draft a LinkedIn post for International Women's Day or any other topic that you like using the brand voice skill we just created. Are we good?
Yes. Yeah, it's creating the draft now.
Okay, now let's wait and see whether it's actually mimicking your voice. Love to hear your thoughts. I can't see the chat, so
Yeah, it's still generating.
It's still taking it. Okay, it does take some time sometimes. Yeah, give it a couple.
Yeah,
of minutes.
mine is done. So part of the thing, because it's so quick, is that I had given only 2 screenshots as samples. So I mean, when I build it realistically, I'll have to give it more data so that it has more points.
Yeah.
But it has generated the post, and it's pretty close to what I would write actually.
Wow.
Yeah, and without the M dashes and everything, the punctuation is perfect. And yeah, it's as if I'm reading my own post. Yeah.
Oh my God. Can you just see the amount of time this can save you?
Definitely. Yeah. Yeah, because even then I was like doing it with ChatGPT or even with Claude without skills, it takes time because then you have to go through the whole thing and make sure that it sounds like you and not use like very, complicated words and stuff like that. So this is pretty cool.
Yeah, like
Thank you.
leverage and transformation. It is so like AI. I have to share with you, like I used to typically take about 30 to 40 minutes to create a post. I now create it in less than 10 minutes. I'm ready to go from idea to a post in 10 minutes.
Yeah.
And I have
I've been hearing
skills
about
that I use it to do it.
Yeah, Claude skills for a while now. I'm part of this group, but I didn't try it ever till today. Thank you, Aarti.
You're most welcome. And like I said, please let me know how it works because for me, it has been a game changer. With a full-time job and content creating, this has been a lifesaver.
Definitely.
The other quick hack, if you want to like further codify your voice, I think what's worked for me is using an interview style prompting, right? So this is a prompt, like I said, I'll share the slides with you, have a look at it. But typically what I've asked like Claude to do is, listen, you're an interviewer, right? I want you to interview me with like 10 questions to understand my preferences for topics and preferences for content, right? So I've asked it to ask me like 15 questions, 10 questions about my writing style, what kind of content I typically like, what kind of content I feel uninspired by, things that I will never write about. Ask me questions on things that make me distrust a content. Like for example, M dash is a very clear giveaway, right? That this has been AI driven. Like I like a content where it has some personal stories. Right? I don't like content which is random generic stuff. So I mean, this is another way for you to kind of, if you want to further kind of codify your voice in skills, you can ask Claude to ask you questions. And also ask it to call out contradictions and not accept everything that you say. For example, if one question you've said something and second question you're contradicting yourself, ask it to call out for the contradictions. And then after 15 questions, ask it to like compile everything in a comprehensive skill. You can also ask it to say, listen, I already have a brand voice skill. Maybe use the answers I'm giving you to further build upon the skill I already have. In my view, this works like magic. To your point, it can actually codify your voice in every content that you create. So let me just pause there for any questions.
There was a request for slides. Yeah, we can.
Yes, I will
share
send
them
it to you.
later. Yeah.
Right after. It's all yours. It's all yours. Please, like I said, just cut, copy, paste, and use it. And I would love to hear feedback. So also I encourage you to kind of connect with me on LinkedIn. And like, I would love to hear if this works or doesn't, because I have done it like 6 or 7 iterations. So I would love to know, love to know if that works for you. My apologies. Good. Should we proceed for the next one? I'm just conscious of time too. Okay.
Yeah.
Time flies by. The other use case that has really helped me to, like I shared with you, is like, how do I create post from a research article, right? And I have a separate skill for this. This is a prompt that you can use, right? So you're a specialist LinkedIn content strategist, and I would recommend you create a new chat and create a new skill. So this skill, what it does is it basically creates a LinkedIn post from a attached research article. And this is where the beauty of skills comes in, right? So what you can actually do is you can ask this skill to first read your brand voice skill first, and ask it to read the research article. Make it very clear that Claude should not start executing until they have read these 2 documents. One, your brand voice, and second, the research article that you want to convert into a LinkedIn post. After that, you can ask it to ask you clarifying questions. So this is where the whole planning piece comes in, right? And what really creates differentiated content is not the use of AI. It's actually planning with AI, because the creating a post is a 2-minute job. What differentiates good content versus bad content is how do you plan it. So this is the exact framework I use to kind of brainstorm with Claude first, and then it creates the skill, right? So this is again another use case. Now that you have created your first skill, now you can go berserk with creating gazillion of skills and automating everything that you never ever want to do. And this is one of the use cases that had actually helped me exceptionally. In fact, I already have you probably would have seen it in the screenshots. I already have a skill that converts a research article into a social media post, like within minutes. So this is another use case for you to just kind of play with. That makes sense?
Yes, yeah, that will be interesting to try out.
Yes.
Especially
I
if
have
it
one.
can read your brand voice and then frame it accordingly.
Yes, it does that. And I'm just conscious of time, but I have a walkthrough document, a video that I can share with you on how it does it. But it's exceptional. I think the best part of skills is you can use multiple skills for doing 3 or 4 different things to get through a single outcome, right? In this example, you can actually call the skills, which is your brand voice. You can give it content, and then you can have another skill which converts a research paper into a social media post, and boom, you're good to go.
So question, so I write for myself, but I also write for colleagues and for other brands. Do I have to redo this every time?
You have to, is that Linen, right?
Yes.
Yes. Linen, what you may have to do is create like a different brand voice skill for each of your colleagues, but you do it just once, right? And then you can have probably 5 different content pieces, each built for a specific brand voice. So you could do that. For example, there's a one brand voice skill for you, for Linen, the way she speaks. There's one for, say, Gurupreet, there's one for Aarti. You just create it, and it takes for about 5 minutes for you to create a skill. That's it. You just do it once. And then every time you are creating a content, just call the skill, and it will iterate according to the brand voice.
So if I put in and I do that, I love your recommendation of like have it interview me.
Yes.
So like if I put in the set up the brand voice, for like I'm helping a company write all their website, so all their website content, right? Yeah. And I think you've just saved me about 40 hours. It'll be done in 37 minutes, and there we are. But I want to make sure it's in their voice, right? So if I put in and I set up the interview as if it was with interviewing them, and like label it in a different way, or put a brand and then call it up that way each time. Okay, great.
You know what you could do? You could just like interview them over a call, pull out the transcript, and feed Claude that transcript. Listen, these are the answers to the questions. Now ensure you, in your brand voice skill, you incorporate these answers. You're done.
Thank you.
Yeah, it's easy, right? Always find an easy way to do things.
Indeed.
So that's really like I said, it's an easy way for you to just remove repetition and routine from your schedule and put Claude to work. Again, conscious of time, I think the other thing which I'm really excited to share with you is connectors, right? Now, connectors is what then creates, to your point, the personal assistant and email managers. But one caveat, right? Always be very careful on what access you're giving you give these LLMs, right? For example, for me, I have a Claude Pro subscription, and I have connected my Claude Cowork and Claude Code to my email, to my Notion, as you can see it, to all of it, right? So to each his own or her own. So be comfortable and be very knowledgeable on what information can the LLM access. So it's not something I can share a recommendation on, but it's like I said, your own personal preference on how much access do you need or you can give these LLM systems. Like in my case, like I said, all my Gmail, my calendar, my Notion, all of it, yeah, Claude has access to. And now I'm going to just demo this for you. I hope Claude has finally created the skill for me. Hold on one second. Oh, cool. So it has created the skill for me, which is fantastic. So like I said, just follow it along, copy to your skill, blah, 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 and you're good to go. Now let me talk to you about connectors, which is one fun thing to do. Can you see my blank screen? Can you see the blank screen?
Yeah.
Okay. So let's quickly talk about connectors, right? So you see the plus sign here, go here, there's connectors. Like I said, mine is already connected to Gmail, Google Calendar, all of it, right? So it has access to all of my calendar and emails. So let's have some fun.
And just to clarify, is it only connectors on the desktop app version, or can you get that on?
You can do it on either.
Web?
You
Okay.
can do it on either. Yeah. Review my calendar and tell me where I am on Sunday. Do I have any free time?
Aarti, I saw a connector connecting to Claude, but this is Claude, right?
Yeah, this is Claude.
Claude
Yeah,
in
I have also
Chrome.
connected it to in Chrome. Yeah, because it was unable to access my calendar, so I've given it access also in Chrome.
Oh, so you have to give it to a browser to get
To
the
a browser, yes, yeah, for calendar specifically, because it is unable to do so otherwise. So listen, I have a hair appointment, and I have I have a She-Bears, and Padma, you know this. You are
Yeah.
leading one in Seattle, right? So I'm also attending one in New York. So yeah, listen, I have a conflict here, so I need to call up my my salon and move my hair appointment. So I mean, just see the convenience it gives you, right? I mean, listen, I didn't know about this. So there are two events overlapping. So right, you can now kind of access your calendar. You can check and prepare for your week. There's also advanced feature Claude just released 2 days ago was scheduling. So you can actually schedule this stuff. Like, so example, every Monday you can ask it to give you a quick summary of your day and ask it to flag any overlaps that you should be aware of and ensure that you have some free time to do your yoga, your run, your cooking, or whatever you need to do. So that's the advantage of connectors. This is just one small example, but like I said, it's up to you to decide how much access do you want to give Claude to your stuff. But it just works beautifully as a personal assistant to kind of flag some of these things. Does it make sense?
Yep. It's like having your second brain working for you.
Yeah. Yeah. And like I said, if you go on the paid version, then of course you have the option to like schedule this. So you don't need to prompt it. It will just keep giving you like an update or summary. You can also do email management with this, meaning like I can ask it, tell me the emails I have received and which ones I should prioritize first. I have received, say, let's say today. So just do that. It will go look at your emails and tell you which ones to prioritize. Oh, I have a payment error. I need to look at that, right? Or is a new registration, right? So it just gives you like a quick, you know, a thing to kind of manage your emails. So let me just stop sharing here. Let me come back to see you all. So this was just like a quick walkthrough on things you want to just dabble into, things you want to create, things you want to automate. And like I said, we can go a lot deeper into creating very sophisticated automations, leveraging, like I said, Claude Cowork, Claude Code, and then also automation, I think tools like Zapier, and also that I'm currently working on is N8N, which can really create very sophisticated automations for you to kind of absolutely get free from all of the mundane things that you that are a time suck for many of us. But this was just to give you a little bit of a taste of what's possible. And like I said, the world is your oyster and you can just go crazy with this once you get a hang of creating these on an ongoing basis.
Yeah, this is wonderful. I have a quick question regarding the privacy. Like in ChatGPT, you have the provision to switch off the settings wherein you can ask your LLM not to use your data for research purpose. So is there anything like that similar in Claude where we can turn off the settings?
Yes, there is. There is. So it gives you a setting very similar to ChatGPT where you can ask it to like not use your data. There is a content, and I'll share the screenshot in my presentation so you can access it. Yes, it has those features. Like I said, it's very personal on how much you want to give it access. My sense is companies like Claude and ChatGPT, I think, have enough safety interfaces, especially in paid plans, which allow you to have the confidence that your data is not being misused.
So I think that's the catch, right? Paid plans. So if
Yeah.
you have a
Yes.
paid plan, there is no guarantee. And
That's true. That's true. I mean, they have to make money too, right? So I'm sure. But like I said, this is about $20 per month. I typically, I have switched from ChatGPT to Claude. So Claude is the one that I use. But I feel like I'm getting a lot more in terms of time save and value for those $20 per month. Because you get Claude Cowork, Claude Code, along with the chat, right? So you have 3 functionalities that you get, which I think if you're a heavy user, will pay for itself, in my view.
okay.
So choose your own, whatever works for you. But these are just options for you to explore. There are many others. You have a Gemini, you have ChatGPT, but I just feel like Claude provides me with this integrated operating system, which I can start to connect it to my folders, my documents, my posts, and it just makes my life easier.
Anyone has any questions or want to give any feedback?
No.
Feedback, fabulous. This was so helpful.
Awesome. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, this
I
is
mean,
fantastic.
I
Thank you so
appreciate
much.
how you started as well with like, okay, we're going to take the beginner's mindset on this. Because I think of all the different times I've just like, okay, I've got Chat or Gemini or Copilot or whatever, but just like, let's go back to the basics and do it. Fantastic. Thank you.
Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. I think that's the beauty of the community that you are creating, Padma, is we are all beginners in some sense, right? We may be a few months up here and there, but until you try it, I have failed so many times, I have to tell you, and so many times I've got it wrong. But that's the beauty of just coming and sharing, trying it, experimenting it, creating your own hacks. And sharing it broadly. So I would really encourage you to use the presentation. I will share it. I will send it to you in the can I attach a file here, Padma? If not, I can share it with you and you can share it.
It should be able to attach.
Okay. But like I said, please use it and do please give me feedback on what's working and what's not. And we can collectively kind of make this amazing.
Yeah, you can make a post about this and then write your reflection and tag Aarti and us. It would be great.
Always welcome. Yeah. Always welcome.
Yeah, definitely.
Brilliant. Wish you all a blessed day ahead. I hope you have a wonderful Friday. Very happy International Women's Day to all of you, and hope you have a lovely weekend ahead.
Thank you so much, Aarti, for doing this. This was really great. We will have the recording uploaded on our YouTube channel, and I'll share the recording link soon. And next week, we have another session, wonderful session. I'm going to share the registration in the chat here, and it is led by, is it still there in the call? Tazin. It's led by Tazin. Stop hopping, start evaluating. So it's reason. Okay, stop hopping, start evaluating, building AI agents that actually work. So it's another interesting topic. You should definitely join us next week at the same time, 8 a.m. PST. And do remember this weekend, we are going to have our daylight savings. So we are going to move our timing. So just adjust your timings accordingly. We're on time. Thank you so much. Okay, if you're not able to upload PPT, Aarti, you can send it to me. I'll share it along with the recording.
Perfect. Awesome.
Yeah.
Have a great
Thank
day.
you so much.
Take care. Bye-bye.
Have a great
Thank
weekend.
you.
Thank you. See you next week.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.